Hi everybody and welcome. My name's Chris and I'm a massive fan of the outdoors. I love nature, getting to see wildlife doing its thing outside, and also getting to see some of the most amazing views you can get on this planet. As you can see, it's Christmas 2020 and I've been thinking about whether or not I could get more into hiking in 2021. Let's face it, 2020's not been the best year for anyone really. Coronavirus has kind of taken its toll, and I've barely left my house at all. Last year, so from March 2019 to 2020, I actually was outdoors a lot as I had a year off work, and I went and volunteered in Yosemite National Park in California, where I was camping and bird ringing every day and in the forest. And then I travelled around West Coast of USA and Canada, and then I went to Australia and learnt piano, and visited a bit of New Zealand and Singapore on the way back. So I probably walked something like 4 million steps, more than that probably. And compared to this last year, I don't even know, I must have walked 40,000 steps, but barely. And that's not been very good for my mental health. So I definitely need to get out more. So recently I read a blog on the Osprey website. Now Osprey are a maker of bags and backpacks, and I have several Osprey backpacks. And the blog was about the PCT Trail. Now, if you don't know what the PCT Trail is, it stands for the Pacific Crest Trail, and it's insane. It runs from the border with Mexico all the way through the US to the border of Canada, and it's something like, I think, 2,600 miles long, and some crazy people through hike this all in one go. But I read that blog and I just thought, oh my god, like how amazing would that be? Just think of all the things that you would see along the way. Just the scenery is stunning. I know I've been on some of it, or nearby to some of it in California, and what an experience that would be. Such a challenge, but to complete a challenge like the PCT, it just must feel phenomenal and be one of the best experiences of your life. Now, I'm probably not going to do the PCT, let's be real about this. I'm not fit, and it takes like 5 months to complete, but it did inspire me to think about hiking some more. So then I started watching YouTube videos, and so the lady that written the blog is called The Hungry Hiker on YouTube. So I watched some of her YouTube videos about her experience, and this year she'd been doing some short hikes on the trail because of coronavirus, and one of the ones I watched was the final section of the PCT as you enter or reach the Canada border, and it's just absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful, and it just made me think of being in Yosemite and being in the forest. Just, I don't know, I can't describe it, but I wished I was there so bad. It was amazing. So then I started looking into what maybe I could do in the UK that wouldn't be as insane. So I have actually done some hiking. Hiking is probably more like walking in the past. So I have walked around 100 kilometers in Germany. That was part of a walk that I did to raise money for charity for refugees along the refugee trail. A lot of people came from Syria at the time. And we probably walked 25 kilometers on a couple of days and 15 kilometers on a couple of days. And that was killer. My feet, they hurt so much. I think a lot because I'm walking on concrete. But also, I was only carrying 7 kilograms and I only did it for half the time. And it was so hard, I could barely move my legs at the end. And we're talking about on pretty much the flat there in Germany. So I have done some hikes in the USA and Canada. could probably put them all on one hand, the number of proper hikes I've done. But I have done part of the Mist Trail in Yosemite and walked up past Vernal Falls to Nevada Falls. And a lot of people wouldn't think it's hard, but for me it was a real challenge. It ascends 2,500 feet in 3 miles, and then you've got to come back down it again. And that was hard, but you had the beautiful waterfalls, you got totally soaked at the waterfalls, then you got up the top and you dried out and you could see the stunning mountain scenery, and then you come back along the John Muir Trail and through the forest down to the valley, and that really was stunning. So I can do some hiking, but it's hard. So after that hike in Yosemite, I felt way stronger, and so it'd be great to feel like that again, and to be able to do something like that a lot of people don't actually find that hard. So I was thinking about what I could do in the UK that wouldn't be as insane as the PCT. Turns out in the UK there are 3 hikes, more commonly known as long distance paths here. Most of them aren't that long, so quite a few of them are possible. Most of them we can do in a few weeks, quite a lot of them, and then there's a couple of longer ones. So if you wanted to walk John O'Groats to Land's End, or if you wanted to do the Southwest Coast Path, for example, that takes around 8 weeks. I think it's 630 miles, and the total ascent from that is 4 times the amount of the height of Everest. So even though we might not be a mountainous country, you can still get your ascents and descents down. So I started to think about what I might be able to do in terms of a goal for hiking in the UK. And I think I was thinking that I have a major goal, which would be to do a through hike of maybe around 7 to 10 days later in the season, so maybe in September, and then have a mini goal of maybe a 3 or 4 nights camping and walking in the beginning of the season in May. So I started looking at things up in the hills. The more I thought about it, I thought, okay, I like hills, but I really like the coast. Like, I really like it. It's been my job for a long time. I've been to a lot of places on the Southwest Coast Path, but not hiked that much. And I thought, why am I thinking about doing these things when I really love the coast? I've got the Southwest Coast Path almost on my doorstep. The Pembrokeshire Coast Path is not that far away, and I have walked bits of that, and that's amazing. It's amazing. I'd love to do that. I think that takes around 2 weeks. So it might be that my longer hike is something like that. It would be great to do one that's an actual 3 hike that I could do from beginning to end as a challenge in September. So we'll see what happens and what I pick. For the smaller hike, I'm thinking possibly I could do that on Dartmoor. So Dartmoor is also almost on my doorstep. It's the only place that you can wild camp in England. So doing that in May could be a good idea, because campsites, I don't know if they're going to be open, and it's also fairly close, and you're probably not going to see a lot of people. So yeah, I'm thinking that I might do that. But in order to do this, I've got to be able to physically do stuff. So I had a look at what you had to do for the PCT, or just a quick look at what I thought you would need to be doing, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, you just have to do insane things. So I've got a little book where I wrote down some of the stuff, and for the PCT, I thought it looked like you need to be able to walk at least 30 miles a day, because that's going to happen on quite a few days. You need to walk 30 miles. You need to walk at least 20 miles on multiple days, probably for an entire week. You've got to be able to survive an elevation gain of, I don't really know, but 5,000 to 9,000 feet. maybe in a day, which is 3,000 meters. It's just a shit ton of up. And you've got to be able to do all that while carrying all your stuff, which I don't know how much exactly people carry, but I'm guessing probably around 15 kilograms or so. And then on top of that, you've got to be able to hike at altitude. So I think the highest point somewhere around 13,000 feet. So, this is all really difficult stuff. I've gone up 2,500 feet in one day, and that was killer without a bag. Now, all the information says that I think you should carry around a fifth of your body weight as a bag, and that's actually only 12 kilograms for me, but it's quite a lot more than 7 kilograms. And also, I think 12 kilograms, you'd be pretty hard pushed with food and water. So that seems really, really quite hard. And you've got to go uphill with all of that stuff. And then altitude, well, I live at, let's say, 15 feet above sea level here. And when I was in Yosemite, I camped for the season at 5,000 feet. And that was okay, but I think I could feel a bit of the altitude. My highest working site was 9,000 feet, which was okay and didn't seem any different. And then I hiked maybe another 1,000 feet, a bit more on top of that, so 10,000 feet. And I could start to feel a difference. So dealing with altitude, I think, would be kind of hard. I think the best thing is having been up in high altitude before you're going to be in high altitude. But also, I think if I was fitter, my blood would be able to pump oxygen much more efficiently, so that would help. But anyway, that's not likely that I'm going to do the PCT anytime soon, if ever. So for the UK, probably don't need to be able to do quite as much as that. So I was thinking probably I need to be able to walk 20 miles a day on multiple days, and I probably need to be able to 3,000 feet or something like that. So I'm pretty unfit. Like I said, I've probably barely moved from these 4 walls around me for the last 9 months. So I was thinking about what I would need to do to be able to achieve my goals. There's quite a lot of things that I need to be able to do. The first thing, number one, I need to get my body working properly. So I had some physio before when I was in Sydney, and basically my right butt doesn't work properly and my left butt takes all the strain. So I need to get my right butt working properly. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that I need to get some basic fitness. So I need to do those things like cardio stuff, running, and maybe some weights, that kind of thing. Just general basic fitness. Then I need to get back to walking 12 miles, which is not even that far, but I think the last time I recorded how long it took five and a half hours to walk 12 miles. So I need to get there so that I can then work on getting my mileage further towards 20 miles. I don't even know how I'm going to do that. It's just 20 miles seems pie in the sky at the moment. Then I've got to be able to ascend and descend, so I need to go up and down. I know I can find places on the coast path that goes up and down a lot, because often I've been on a walk and I've looked at people walking up some crazy field that's just a giant hill, but more than a hill, like that. And I just thought, are you insane? So I can be one of those insane people, right? And on top of that, I need to add in walking with some weights. So, okay, I can do that with a backpack with some weights or some stuff in it. But that's hard work. So that's going to be hard as well. And then all those things have to come together, so you can do them all at the same time. And then I need to be able to do it on multiple days. and repeat, and sleep and repeat. So there's some way to go, let's say, from being a virtual couch potato for the last 9 months. And then if I want to go on Dartmoor, I'd probably need to refresh my navigation because it can be dangerous. You could get lost on the moor, and getting cold and wet. You can get hypothermia, and have to get the search and rescue out. So don't want any of that. So I think I might need to refresh my navigation skills, and my first aid skills probably as well. So yeah, not very much. That's all I need to do. And then at the end of the year, I can do a UK 3 hike. Yay! Okay, so while I was watching all those YouTube videos about the PCT, I thought I'd order myself a book so that I could read about someone's experience on the trail. I thought it would be a nice thing to do over the holidays. It kind of came a bit late because coronavirus shut all the ports in the UK for a few days, and it got delayed on its way from Europe. But I've got this book called The Trail Provides, and it looks really good. So I'm really excited to start reading that, and learn about someone's experience and get inspired for the year ahead as well. So hopefully 2021 will be the year of more hiking, and I'll see you all outdoors. Bye for now.